Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Ridin The Rails podcast. I'm Justin, and I'm joined here by Kenny
What's up, guys?
and Spider.
What's up, everyone?
I think we have a good episode here cooked up that I think everyone will be interested in. By the time this episode is being recorded, it is May 4th.
Happy Star Wars Day, everyone.
May the 4th be with you.
Unlimited power.
Yep, that's right.
That's
It's Star Wars Day today. At the time of this recording, when you see it, we're a little belated, but it's fine because it's the thought that counts.
yep.
Exactly.
So today we're gonna be doing a tier list of the 11 Star Wars movies. On this list, I have episodes 1 through 9, Solo, and Rogue One.
Okay.
So I figured we would start with Solo and Rogue One because those are kind of not really like in the main 9. Those are kind
Yeah,
of like the spin-offs, so we'd get those out of the way, and then we'll go 1 through 9.
Okay.
All right, sounds
Where'd you find this tier list? Just normal.
I found it on Tier List Maker. I can leave the link in the description of the video if you guys want it. I mean, I could send it to you guys too, but
Okay.
it's same thing we've always done. S, A, B, C, D, F. And
Yep.
yeah, we'll just rank it. But before we start, how's everybody's week?
good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, mine was pretty good.
Anything exciting or fun or?
My softball season's starting to get underway. We had a
Oh.
scrimmage last Tuesday. We got through 4 innings before thunderstorms came in.
I didn't know Juan
Nice.
Soto played softball.
I'd never seen Juan Soto and Justin in the same room.
I know.
So
That's all I'm saying.
I drove about 3 hours to just outside of San Francisco for a lacrosse tournament. Got to play right next to Stanford University. That was pretty cool.
Oh, that's sick.
Nice. That is
Yeah.
pretty sick.
Didn't even know I was right next to Stanford. I was there for about an hour, and I needed to go pee, so I drove to like a gas station. And I come out of the gas station, I see a giant sign with like their slogan or whatever, and I'm like,
Wow.
does that say Stanford? And I looked up on my phone right next to the football stadium. I was wondering why there was a giant football stadium
In
there.
the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, and I'm like, what is this? So that was cool.
That's cool.
That is cool.
So maybe we should just get this out of the way now.
Yeah.
At the time of this recording, Star Wars Day, we're going to be recording this episode, and then we are probably not going to have an episode for a couple weeks.
Just busy schedules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next week is Mother's Day, so we'll all be with our mothers. We will not be recording.
Yep.
Unfortunately, the way our work schedules work out and our life schedules kind of work out, Sunday is only really the only day where we can all record.
Yeah.
So, we're not going to be able to record on Mother's Day. We might try to do something during the week, maybe, hopefully, if our schedules line up at all. But, and
For
then
sure next weekend, or next week, we will not have an episode for sure.
right. And then the following weekend,
yeah.
the following weekend is going to be tricky too because I'm going to be working that weekend. I have to cover somebody that weekend. Justin is working in the morning, and then he has things to do the rest of the day. And then Spider said he might have a lacrosse game or a lacrosse tournament, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we might not have an episode for a couple weeks, but
No.
I mean,
Dad.
I think if we're gonna leave off for a couple weeks with an episode, I think a Star Wars movie tier list is a good way to go out for a little bit.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So, yeah, that's just a little heads up. The only other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about before we start is 100 men versus one gorilla. Who would win?
See, if it's actually 100 men, like all charging a gorilla, I think 100 men.
Yeah.
You both
Yeah,
think
it would depend on
100?
the scenario.
No scenario. No scenario. We're in the Colosseum in Rome. There's a gorilla at one end and 100 men on the other with no weapons, hand-to-hand combat.
No weapons.
Who wins?
100 men.
I'm convinced. I don't.
And like he's actually seen him train.
I want to say the gorilla because of its pure strength.
Thank you.
But you have to
I
realize
think you guys are
gorillas...
all underestimating the pure strength of a gorilla.
But listen. Here, I'm bringing some scientific into this. Listen, gorilla, it's gonna get tired. I don't think gorillas sweat. So as soon as you start overworking that gorilla, you know, like him trying to like fight 100 people at the same time, he's gonna get tired and he's gonna start like, you know, maybe not hitting as hard. I mean, I think if you get hit by a gorilla, you're gonna die. But don't get me wrong. But I feel like he's gonna start like
one swing is gonna knock out or kill at least 10 people.
But I think you can, if you play it smart enough, I think you can tire him out enough to where you can just start like laying into him.
I mean, the gorilla's also fast.
They're
Like,
fast.
really fast.
They're fast. They're big. They're strong. They have fangs.
I still think 100 men could win.
I don't know, dude. You have to think too, like.
Well, it's also who are the
You
100
can't
men?
have-
Is it just like, is it me, Justin, and you, or is it like 5 of the guys are like 6'5", 300-pound Samoans? You know, like.
Look, all I'm saying is, you can't have 100 men attacking one gorilla at the same time. It's physically impossible. Like you're looking at maybe 10 to 15 people at a time, and one swing is gonna knock out at least half of those people. 2 swings, we're down 15, 20 people already.
But
I mean,
again,
it's also got a flashbang in the sense that it could throw its shit at you.
we can too.
Technically, we could. Technically,
Yeah,
we
technically
could.
we could.
It's a little uncivilized, but I mean, if you're fighting
Yes.
a gorilla, I mean,
I'll pull out all the stops, dude. Just go crazy. So I will say I saw something funny related to that. It's like when the 65th man actually kills the gorilla, and like a locket falls out,
yes.
and it's like a picture of Harama, and it says "My beloved son."
I saw one. I think I sent it to you, Spider. It was on TikTok. It was like, after the gorilla kills 99 men, and you deal the final blow as the last man standing, but then you turn around and the snail finally found you.
Oh, the snail. I've seen so many. I saw one that related to Sekiro, the Dark Souls game.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a boss in that game where it's a gorilla, and you defeat the gorilla, and you like chop its head off, but then it like comes back alive because it has like a centipede in it, and it was like when you kill the gorilla, but a centipede pops out of its head.
That's crazy.
I've seen a lot of good memes related about this thing.
That's crazy. Dude, I don't know why this would spark so much controversy on the internet, and I hate it, but it's so funny.
We're talking about it at work too. Like, what if a gorilla just walked into our warehouse? It's like, I'm tripping someone and running.
Exactly.
I don't care what.
Yeah. That's like too. Like, remember that whole thing where like that OnlyFans girl, like with the 1,000 guys. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like I saw something, and this sparked a conversation at my job, obviously too. It was like, would you rather be the 3rd guy, the 105th guy, the 1,000th guy, or the 800th guy? I was like, I'd rather not be there. If I'm gonna be totally honest with you.
I feel like if I had I had a gun to my head, I feel like I would probably say like the 3rd.
Yeah,
Just
if
get it
it's
over
between
with.
like the 3rd, the 150th,
Or the
the
last
800th, or the
guy.
last person, I'm picking 3rd. Because the odds that I'm gonna catch something from the first 2 and her are low compared to 150,
lower.
800, and 1,000. No way. No way.
I feel like I'd much rather just get it over with and not have to deal with like potential like diseases.
Exactly, and then immediately get checked.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, Star Wars.
Star
Let's get to the
Wars.
tier list. Okay, so I've seen all of these movies.
I've also seen all the movies. I just recently finished all of them too, like a month ago.
Justin, have you seen all 11 of these movies?
Not all 11, unfortunately. I've seen bits and pieces of some of them, so I have an idea of plot points.
That's so crazy to me. I'm sorry. That's just so insane to me.
And it's understandable.
That's crazy.
Obviously, playing Lego Star Wars as a kid doesn't count.
I think it does.
I think it counts
You think
a
it
little.
does?
I think it counts a little bit because a lot of those were like based off of the movies, right? Like,
Have you
I played the
Speaking of
complete
that,
saga on the PS3, so that had
speaking of
episodes
that,
1 through 6.
have you played the Skywalker Saga, the new one that came out like 2 years ago?
I did not.
All right, I think you need to be taken out back and shot. So
oh my god, I'm gonna
Holy
have to
shit,
agree,
man.
though. Whoops, I just pulled up the Discord.
Don't get the mob after me.
I will.
I might.
They actually all play Lego Star Wars, so you're in trouble, buddy.
Damn, I
You're
better
fucked
not
now,
be
kid.
caught
Yeah,
dead alone.
You're you're cooked.
All right, let's start with Solo. Justin, have you seen Solo?
That one I have not.
Okay.
I meant to, though.
Spider, it looks like it's just me and you, kid.
All right. I like Solo. I know a lot of people didn't.
I thought it was okay.
I thought it was a
okay.
good movie.
I thought it was mid.
I was gonna say I thought it was like a B tier.
Yeah.
Like nothing.
Like a low B, though. Like, if we have other stuff in B, I think it ends up like a low B.
Yeah, like it's definitely not as bad as everyone thought it like said it was. Because I remember when it first came out, people were like, "This is an awful movie."
Spoiler alert, it's not as bad as 7 through 9.
That is true. I'd much rather watch Solo than
7
7 through 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree with
that's
that.
a B.
That's, yeah. I'm going to keep asking you every time. Justin, Rogue One?
That one I have seen.
Wow. I'm actually
I will
surprised.
say, hold on, real quick too, for Solo, the Kessel Run,
Oh, yeah, no, that was probably,
that was like the best part of the
the
movie.
best part of the movie, yeah.
The
That was-
music
that was
too,
really-
the wow, what is that song? It's by John Williams. John Williams is a homie. I love John Williams, but
True.
that piece, I think it's called the Meteorite something. Good piece of orchestra music. Mm-hmm. But
Anyway. Rogue One? Justin,
Seen it?
why don't you take this one, Justin?
Okay. Rogue One.
Oh, boy.
Honestly, it was an interesting one-off movie. I thought the plotline was really good. It was, if I had to put a rating on it, I'd probably put it at an A.
yeah,
I actually like that pick.
yeah.
It was-
I agree 100.
really
I
good.
loved Rogue One. Rogue One was a good movie.
I think Rogue One takes place during which Star Wars? A New Hope,
It's
right?
yeah,
in
it's
between A
before
New Hope
everything.
and Revenge of the Sith. It's like
Yeah,
right in
it's
between the
before,
two.
it's after 1, 2, and 3.
Right, but
course.
like right at the start of 4, right? Like it
Oh yeah, literally the end of Rogue One is the start of
is
4.
the start of 4. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think especially doing it so much later. After seeing the 6, like I feel like the first 3, like not first 3, like theatrical releases, but like in the story, episodes 1, 2, and 3. I feel like after the belated success of those, because I feel like the success of those didn't hit right away; they came much later.
Yeah.
I feel like making a movie like Rogue One to show almost the absolute start of the Star Wars story was a baller move, and they killed it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely crushed it.
For sure. I remember the scene when I think it was the Death Star blows up that planet at the end. Mm-hmm. That cinematic, just like everyone's like, "Well, this is it."
Yep. Where they all just kind of accept
it was about heroic sacrifice.
Yeah.
how they all just
and
kind
I
of
will
accept
say-
it, like they accept their
The
fate.
one
Yeah.
The one thing I liked about like maybe not Solo, but like Rogue One, and when we get into like the new like 7 through 9, around the time Battlefront 2 was still in full swing,
True.
and I remember they added a Galactic Conquest mode for Rogue One, and it was you had to like destroy the shield barrier to get onto the planet, like the movie.
Right.
And it was super fun. I
remember
remember all the updates they did for every Star Wars movie that came out during the life cycle of Battlefront 2.
Mm-hmm.
I was always excited because I knew we were getting like a new, villain or hero and a new like Galactic Conquest map or whatever. So
Yeah, I never played a crazy amount of Battlefront 2, but I did enjoy my time playing that. That was actually really fun.
I love it.
I wish I played
it
it
got
more.
better. I will say it definitely started off kind of. I don't know if you remember the whole like.
Oh yeah, the whole loot
It was
box thing.
legitimately pay to win.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yeah.
that was a
um,
huge controversy, and they lost a chunk of the player base because of that.
but then they really came back strong, and I still play it every once in a while. So it's
I
definitely
didn't play Battlefront 2. I played the first one though.
first one was also really fun.
Battlefront 2 would be a
Yeah,
good game to go back to soon. I
That
wouldn't
would be
mind doing
a
that.
good idea to like record or something.
Yeah,
I
I
like
would definitely
Battlefront.
do that. All right,
So
episode 1. That's Phantom Menace, right?
yes,
Okay. Um, this might be a little controversial, but I think this is like maybe. I don't know. I don't want to put it like too crazy low, but I'm thinking like B or C.
really.
Yeah, I out of the origin, not the original trilogy, but 1 through 3, I think this is probably my least favorite. I really like Darth Maul though,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of bumping it up a little bit for me. But I think 2 and 3 are way better than the first one. I feel like the first one's very slow. It takes a lot of building up to get to the end. I think the pod racing scene is really cool though.
yeah. I had actually seen a behind the scenes of how they recorded the crowd for that. I thought that was pretty cool.
The behind the scenes for those movies is always so good. Like those old, like the 2000s, like the 90s 2000s movies.
Yeah.
Oh, and they like record on the DVDs. They had like the
Yep.
behind the scenes.
Yeah, dude.
Yep.
I used to love those, man.
I I
You're-
liked Phantom Menace.
okay.
It just because it was one of those things we got technically 4, 5, 6. We didn't have any other Star Wars after that. Everyone thought because I remember. Granted, I don't know this because I wasn't even born yet when Phantom Menace came out. So, but like talking to my dad because he's a big Star Wars guy. He was saying that like a lot of people were thinking we were going to get a continuation. We weren't getting like a prequel.
When did Phantom Menace come out? 99?
99, yeah.
Oh, so I was born.
Yeah, we were infants.
I was not able to go see the movie, but I was
I
definitely born.
was, yeah. But everyone was I know surprised that it was like a prequel. And
Yeah, and
I
I
know
think that's
like
why, like I said, it was like the love for these movies was a little belated because I feel like everybody was expecting sequels and they got the prequels, and I
yeah.
feel like that's not what everybody wanted at the time.
I do
Right.
know people like it wasn't as hated because they were just it was something different and people still like Star Wars.
Hmm.
But like you said, they were expecting a sequel, not a prequel. So
Yeah.
I'd be
Where would
alright
you
with.
put it? Like B?
Did you say B or did you just say C?
I said like B or C. Probably like B though, because like I said, like it's a slow build up, but I do really like the end, like fighting Darth Maul. Rip Qui-Gon.
Qui-Gon.
All right, boy. Liam Neeson, dude.
Liam
R.I.P.
Neeson, watching Obi-Wan start to develop into the Jedi that he's going to be.
Yeah. Also, too,
I'll put it at B
freaking
right above Solo.
the music of the fight.
Oh, well, probably one of the best scores
Oh yeah, dude.
in the
I will say,
franchise
Star Wars. You know, some shitty movies. You know,
towards the end.
towards the end, yeah. Great music all around.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Music.
I would
love
say that
John
even
Williams.
7, 8, 9 were it still had great music. It's just
Good, great. I like what 3, 4 years ago now. I went to Red Rocks in Colorado. Really awesome amphitheater out there, and I saw John Williams live, and they played Star Wars music.
I feel like I remember
Red
that
Rocks.
actually.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember showing that.
It was just John Williams in general. So it was Star Wars. They did Jurassic Park, E.T., everything. He was Jaws. That was a cool one. But their music in Phantom Menace was just goated.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd say above Solo. You said.
Yeah, I think above
Okay.
Solo works. All right, episode 2, Justin. Have you seen it? Probably not. Probably don't remember it.
I don't have any memories of that.
That's crazy.
But from what I remember because episode 2 is Attack of the Clones.
Correct.
Yep.
And so I know some parts of the plot based on Lego Star Wars. I know that's kind of sad.
Now, can I just cut you off for a second? You have Disney Plus, right?
Yeah, so I can watch the movies anytime I want.
You need to one day, not one day, but maybe over the course of a
Today,
week.
right now, May 4th.
Maybe over the course of a week or so, just go back and watch them. Like, honestly, I mean, you already know what happens, so I don't think you really need to watch it in any particular order. But
Right.
what do you guys like? Kind of going a little off topic here, but like, if you're gonna start somebody out on Star Wars, are you gonna have them go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3?
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that's like an unpopular opinion though,
Yeah.
because
Well,
it's either it sucks because it's either you watch 1, 2, 3 and you find out that Anakin Skywalker becomes Darth Vader, right, and then you watch as Luke ends up finding out about his father being Darth Vader, or you go into it not knowing that and finding out in what was that episode 5, right?
Yeah.
When he says, I am your father.
I am your father.
So it's like, it's so tricky because like if you want like the genuine reaction that everybody else had, you watch 4, 5, 6 first.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think for the storyline of it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the way to go.
And then
That's me
And
personally.
of course, if we're going chronological, 1, 2, 3, and then I think it's Solo, and then Rogue One, and then
Yeah.
4, 5, 6,
Yeah.
7, 8, 9.
Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, Solo. 1, 2, 3, Solo. Rogue One, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
Yep.
Attack of the Clones. I think this is, in my opinion, better than Episode 1, just because now you start to see that character development with Anakin, because he's older.
Mm-hmm.
From everything.
Hates the
from-
sand. It's coarse and it's rough,
It's
and
rough.
it gets everywhere.
It just gets everywhere, dude. Killing the sand people for killing his mother.
I get it.
I get it. Valid.
Valid crash out,
Valid
honestly.
crash out. Is this... Is this an A or is it a B? Let's be honest.
See, I don't know. That's a good one because I don't want to put like all of the prequel movies in B,
I know.
but oh man,
We might have to move this list around already.
I think two. I think B. I think B's all right. I don't know though.
All right, so if we put it in at the highest point of B, do we
Yeah,
want to
above.
move anything down? Or just
No,
leave it
and
at
I think because this is a smaller list, unlike our other ones, I think at the end we can actually just like real quick
Yeah.
move stuff around.
Yeah, I think so.
So I think above 1 and Solo and B is good for now.
Okay. I'm cool with that. This one's going to be quick. Episode 3,
Revenge of the Sith, dude.
Revenge of the Sith,
Yep.
as in it's
Yep.
a S tier movie.
100%.
100%. Probably one of the best, if not the best movies in the entire franchise.
It's so good that actually I'm gonna go see the re-release in theaters.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm going on Wednesday.
Is it okay, I was going to say, it is still out because I couldn't find it in any of the theaters by me.
Yeah, I got like
I'm
one of the last shows. Like this is the last week in areas around me.
Okay. Yeah, I might have to look into that a little more because I would like to go see it too in theaters. But yeah, this is probably arguably the best movie in the entire franchise. This is when you finally see the fall of Anakin Skywalker and the rise of Darth Vader.
Yep.
Looking at this list already, I feel like this list is going to piss off a lot of Star Wars fans.
You think?
By the end of it, yeah, I think so. I mean, I've seen all the movies numerous times. I would consider myself a fan. I'm not like a super fan, But I'm definitely a Star Wars fan.
Oh, I'm a huge Star Wars fan.
I watched all the movies.
I have a Droidica Lego replica on my desk. So
I have a somewhere. I think it's in my room actually. I have a BB-8, a remote control BB-8 in my room,
oh,
which is
nice.
sick. It's so
That's
sick.
awesome.
Dude. I love it. I haven't used it in forever, but when I literally bought it, I think after the Force Awakens. That's 7, right? Force Awakens.
Yep, that's 7.
I think I bought it around that time. So whenever that was, 2015, 14. Yeah. Somewhere in my room.
yeah.
Probably still kicking. Episode 4, A New Hope. Justin, are you going to be able to give any input on these other than 7, 8, 9?
Probably very little input.
All right.
A New Hope, I know, is, well, it introduces, I guess, Luke to the, it's to it starts his path to becoming a Jedi.
Yeah. The long and the short of it, yeah. He starts his training to become a Jedi. This is when we first meet Luke. I mean, this is the first ever movie. So
Right.
This is where we meet all the characters for the first time, theoretically.
Mm-hmm.
This is when we meet Obi-Wan for the first time, Luke, Leia. I think this is the movie Darth Vader kills Obi-Wan, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
He kills Obi-Wan towards the end of the movie, which kind of fast tracks Luke to wanting to become a Jedi.
Right.
Yep.
For the first movie in a brand new franchise, I think this is a solid way to start because you get it like they don't make movies like this anymore. How they kind of throw all the characters at you in a way where it's not like too much or too rushed, but you still get the gist of everything. Like you still understand what's going on, what's at stake, while also developing all the characters in a way where you can see their progression through one movie, but you can also see how that one movie is going to mold them through the rest of the franchise, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, my mom, and my grandparents told me that, like, when my grandparents took my mom to see this when it first came out, they said it was like, sci-fi wasn't really too much of a thing,
Right.
like, there's aliens, but it was like this type of like sci-fi setting for a movie. It was sort of a new frontier. Mm-hmm. And I know my grandparents and my mom said, like, when they went, there was actually a lot of people who went to go see it because they were interested, and they like walked out of the movie like that was awesome.
Yeah, it's a brand new concept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is amazing.
Look at the fandom now.
I know. I was gonna say I think it's amazing because like we grew up with 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
But that had already been a concept for what, over 30 years at that point.
By that
Yeah.
Like that's not new. So I mean new to us, of course, but like that's not a new. They didn't just try something new. Like that this has already been a thing.
Yeah.
And
Like we didn't really have too many movies or like a series that we actually grew up on. Marvel, I guess, technically.
Marvel. I mean that's
Yeah.
I mean they started making the movies, that was kind of around our
Established, I guess.
yeah, that's kind of around our era, I guess you could say.
Yeah, but I see what you mean. You're saying like because Star Wars wasn't anything when the movie
Right.
came out. There wasn't a comic or
Right.
like it literally was just like here's Star Wars.
Right. Like Marvel Comics at least existed in the 60s.
Yeah.
But like nobody had
Right.
attempted to make the movies until like the 90s, like the late 90s.
Yeah.
No less.
And those movies were awful.
I mean, I think they were not great. They might have been good for the time. But like compared to what we have now, obviously they're not that great. I mean, other than like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, that was like
Right.
cream of the crop.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Superhero movies was that. I mean, they had like TV
Yeah.
shows and stuff. Like if you go way
Yeah.
back, like there were like I have them on DVD somewhere. the old like black and white Superman TV show.
Oh wow.
Like I have all those. The old Batman show from like the 60s, 70s.
Oh, with Adam West?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
I have those. So I mean like
Spider-Man and Friends. What a great show.
Yeah. Like the superhero genre was there. It's just nobody put it into movie form until like the 90s, and then once the MCU hit in the late 2000s, early 2010s, that's when the whole genre kind of took off, and that's where like with Star Wars, like Star Wars was a brand new concept. Long story short, Star Wars was a brand new concept. The Marvel stuff wasn't, but the MCU almost made it feel like it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And now, Star Wars, there's animated shows, and, there's spin-offs, and...
Like, the Clone Wars is great.
Well, the Clone Wars. Rebels was actually pretty good.
I had never watched the Clone Wars for the longest
Really?
time. Never. And then, I don't remember
I actually watched that movie in theaters.
No. Clone
No,
Wars?
the show. The animated show.
Oh, the show. I did watch the show at the beginning.
Well, which Clone War? Because there was technically two. There was, like, the very early one, and then there was the one that everyone knows.
I watched...
Because the one that everyone knows is, like, the 3D one, and then the one that, like, came before that was, like, the 2D animated one.
I mean, whatever's on Disney Plus. I'm not going to lie to you. Whatever's on Disney
They're
Plus...
both on Disney Plus.
Oh, are they? Well,
yeah.
I guess while we rank episode 4, I'll look into my Disney Plus and see which one I watched. Where would you put 4, Spider?
I would say it's probably like an A or an S, just because it's the first one that people were like shown, and it just like sparked this crazy fandom of Star Wars for years to come.
Yeah, I was gonna say like highest point of A, but
yeah, that works.
All right.
I think maybe putting above a prequel movie above the original might cause some issues, but
I don't know
Right.
because all right, like you say that, right? But I was gonna put 5 or 6 up there with it. But
That's
personally always go back and forth between 5 and 6. I don't know which one I like more. Like it's like what was that ranking we did? The zombies tier list. Where I said like those top 3, 4, 5 maps in the S tier that we had are like so interchangeable. It like depends on my mood.
Right.
yeah.
I feel like 4 and 5 are like that for me at
Yeah.
least.
But the Clone Wars, there was a 2003 show and then the 2008 show.
Yeah, I'm looking for that now.
I remember the 2008 show. That was the 3D one.
Yeah,
that was the one everyone knows.
that was the one that I watched. Like,
Okay.
when I went back.
And then have you guys watched Bad Batch?
I never finished it.
Okay, that was also a good show.
Yeah, Bad Batch started to come out at the time where I was like kind of getting Star Wars'd out because I sat through all of Clone Wars. Not sat through because that makes it sound bad, but Clone Wars is 7 seasons and there. Hold on, I'm gonna look up exactly how many episodes because I binged it for months to get through it. But yeah, while I'm looking for that, 5 and 6, Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Where would we put these if you had to rank this later?
I would put Empire Strikes Back at like S.
Empire Strikes Back and S.
I love Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Such a good movie.
You see, it's like I think 6 belongs up there too, but if not, it's like the highest point of A above.
A, I think because I think to like justify why we're putting these ones at S. I think personally, it could be different for you guys, but like New Hope, it was just like there were some things wrong. It was a new thing, and then Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi just say that like fixed everything that was wrong.
Yeah. By the way, Clone Wars is 133 episodes.
Oh my god.
So I binged that over the course of a couple months, and then Bad Batch came out like Bad Batch came out recently, right? Like 2023, 4.
Yeah, I believe so.
I
Yeah,
think. I don't know why I'm asking you.
because then they have the first season came out in 2021.
Oh, it was 2021. It was that
Yeah,
long
and then
ago?
I
Oh my
think
god.
there are 47 episodes.
Yeah, so that, you know what, that actually checks out then, because I started watching it around the time that the last season of Clone Wars came out in 2020. So by the time I was done, I think Bad Batch was coming out, and I was so Star Warsed out that I watched like the first handful of episodes of Bad Batch and stopped.
Yeah, because season
I
1
needed
was
a break.
21, season 2 was 23, and season 3 was 24.
Right.
I haven't actually even finished season. I don't think I finished season 2, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
I need to. I mean, it's a good show. I'm not saying it's bad. I haven't had the time.
Yeah, I gotta get back to it too. We could talk about Star Wars shows forever. Like I have to I have to start watching season 2 of Andor. I never did that.
Yeah.
And I watched I watched the first 10 minutes of Acolyte and stopped.
Rebels was pretty good.
Rebels I never got through either. Not because I didn't want to, but again, it was kind of Star Wars out.
Yeah. Oh.
Did Justin just die?
No, I'm here.
Oh. Was that Justin? Was that you?
No.
Oh. I thought you just had like a violent cough there or something, like you were choking.
I thought it was, not gonna lie, I thought it was Mozart.
It was.
It was Mozart. It was your dog. Spider's dog almost just died on the podcast, I guess.
Oh my god.
Is he all right?
Yeah, he just barked. He got scared.
He barked. Dude, it sounded like a grown man just hacked something
like an
up.
early, like when your dad wakes up at like 3 a.m. You just hear.
Jeez.
Yeah, when you get up to go to the bathroom at 3 o'clock in the morning and your dad's getting ready for work and you just hear the. Did I lose you guys? Where'd you guys go?
No, because you got so loud it cut out, so it was just complete silence.
I turned away from my microphone too.
I didn't hear it. We didn't hear a single thing.
anything.
So it's like when your dad goes.
Oh, okay. Because I turned away from my microphone. It definitely picked up in the recording though, so I'll show you guys later. 37.
Okay.
37 more. What did you say for Return of the Jedi, Spider? A or S?
Yeah, A and S interchangeable. Like A or S, they're interchangeable. So
I'll put it top of A, I guess.
okay, that works.
Justin, you get the honor of ranking 7, 8, 9, and when you're wrong, Spider and I will take over.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's start with The Force Awakens.
Force Awakens. It introduces whole new characters.
Yep.
Starts with Finn. He's originally one of the clones.
No. Wrong. Stop talking. You're done, buddy.
Stormtrooper. I got what you meant, Justin. It's all right, Stormtrooper.
So yeah, he was one of the stormtroopers, and he breaks off.
Yeah. He defects, if you will.
Defect. Yeah.
Thought that was a cool plot point.
I actually thought that was a great plot point, and I thought he was. I think, as we all did, I thought he was going to be the one who was going to be the next.
Literally in the poster, that man is holding a goddamn lightsaber.
And not for nothing, he does in the movie.
He does.
He does hold it in the movie. But yeah, we eventually find out that it's not him; it's Rey. Rey Skywalker.
Rey
Palpatine.
Skywalker.
Did we ever find out if it's Skywalker or Palpatine?
She changes her name to Skywalker.
Oh, right. But isn't she like a descendant of Palpatine or something? Or
yes, it's so stupid. They just are trying to like piece things together.
So stupid. Anyway, Justin, where would you put The Force Awakens?
Honestly, I'd probably put that at C.
Okay.
So that's a little low for me.
Little low. You would
low.
Where would you put that?
I would put it at B. It's not
really.
It's not a good movie. But out of the three of these, like it like Justin said, introduces new characters. You know, basically, you know, like we need some new.
I also thought
Jedi.
Kylo Ren's story arc was interesting.
Love Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren was great.
And then, but out of the three of the new movies, the best one, wasn't awful. good introduction to characters.
Mm-hmm.
Was it not Star? It's Star Killer, yeah. Star Killer base. Thought that was cool.
Yep.
Kylo Ren, like everything. I thought it was awesome. So I would put it at B. But I can also see it wasn't that good of a movie. So I'd be alright with C. But personally, I'd probably put it like low B.
Okay. I was gonna actually say I actually do agree with the C. You're convincing me though to put it like the lowest of B though, like below.
Because it's not. If you really think about it, it's not a bad movie. It's okay.
No.
Like it's enjoyable to watch.
Would we like below Solo though?
Yeah, like I still would like watching Solo a little bit more. Maybe I don't know. I think low is part of B.
I think I would leave it personally. I think I would leave it in C because like looking at what's in B, I don't think it's on par with episode 1 and 2.
No, but if that's the case, Solo isn't on par with 1 and 2.
True. So would we drop Solo down to a high C?
I think we drop Solo down. If we're doing that, I would put Solo beneath Force Awakens.
In C though.
All right.
In C. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We'll do
Wow, that was quick.
All right. I'm glad we got that figured out.
All right.
What is the next one? Episode 8
episode
is. Oh my god.
8 is The Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi.
It's like it's pretty stinky.
I think this one was not very good.
Yeah, it was okay.
I'm interchangeable between D and F.
Spoiler alert. You're gonna see the progression in me from these movies. I was gonna put this in D. I was gonna have Force Awakens in C, and then this one in D, and then I think you can kind of see the pattern that I'm going with here.
Okay.
But that's my opinion.
I liked The Last Jedi just because of the end scene when they're on the salt planet. That was a cool
Luke's
scene.
exit was bittersweet.
Yeah, I also liked Last Jedi again because of the Battlefront tie-ins. They brought that map as a galactic thing, and you could actually have the ships that like the salt skirters or whatever they're called, the salt riders or whatever.
Right.
And there was that whole thing you had to like take out the AT-ATs, and I thought that was really cool. But the movie-wise, I would probably say D. It wasn't.
Yeah, I think
a lot more worse than good.
I think just the ending of it, like, I think them being on the salt planet was cool. I think the Jedi projection of himself, like Luke projecting himself on that salt planet.
More.
More. I think that was cool, but I don't think the 10 to 15 minutes, like that 10 to 15 minute scene is enough to like bring it up any higher than a D.
Right. Yeah.
I think D is like.
I think
it sucks too because I think we'll talk about it a little bit more. Is that like in The Rise of Skywalker, which is the last one, like Kylo Ren, Ben Solo, which if you guys didn't know, like people watching, like if you didn't realize, Kylo Ren is just Han Solo and Leia's son.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
But in Rise of Skywalker, he just like goes instantly from being like, cause like in The Last Jedi, like you could still see he has hatred, like he is on the dark side, and then just Rise of Skywalker, he's just like, you know what, I'm actually good, surprisingly. Whereas like, you know, Return of the Jedi, like the original Star Wars, like Darth Vader, you could kind of see parts of Darth Vader become good. You know, like Anakin coming out again, as it slowly builds up. Whereas, like, Kylo Ren, he's just like, oh yeah, I'm good, actually. After he stabbed his father in the chest.
Yeah, that was such bullshit. I'm not gonna lie.
I understand why they did it, because if I remember, like, Han Solo or Harrison Ford didn't want to do Star Wars anymore.
No, he was done with Star Wars years ago, and they were like, no, but, like, just, you know.
Come back.
Come on. Come back. You'll make money.
The way they just killed his character off by his own son, just stabbing him with the lightsaber, I was like, that's crazy.
But you know what's so funny about that, though? He comes back in the 9th movie.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
That's right.
Again, not for nothing. Like, he wants his character killed.
I forgot about
he
that.
wants his character killed off. He doesn't want to do Star Wars anymore. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. I don't want to be in this franchise anymore. Kill me off somehow. Okay, thank you. They go through all of Episode 8, and then Episode 9 comes around. They're like, Mr. Ford, do we have the offer for you? We know you're dead. We know you're dead, but we'll give you, like, we'll throw the bag at you for this 5-minute scene. Please.
Yep.
He's probably like, oh my God.
All right.
Whatever will shut you guys up.
It was just like, I felt like after seven, I felt like they were doing something. They had a vision. I feel like they knew what they were doing. And then they started running out of ideas. I think 7 was all the ideas that they had. And then they were told, hey, this is a trilogy. We need 2 more movies. And they're like, well, we don't really know. So let's just piece some stuff together.
Exactly.
Because like I said, 7, I definitely think it could have improved. If they really worked on it, I think, honestly, it could have been a good trilogy.
It could have been. But the problem with these movies is, and I will stand by this till the day I die, Disney took over. That's the problem. Disney does not know how to do Star Wars.
Because Force Awakens was right around the time when, remember, they made like every comic book and everything not in their cinematic universe or whatever, non-canon.
Right.
And I know a lot of people are upset about that because there's a lot of Star Wars lore is awesome.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool stuff that doesn't matter anymore, basically.
Yeah. So where do you guys want this? Same spot I do or no?
Yeah, I D for Last Jedi.
D for Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait. Last Jedi is 8.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just making sure. I thought.
And little did we know that Poe Dameron would become Spider-Man and Moon Knight.
And Moon Knight. And last, thankfully,
throw that in the trash.
that's F, right?
Yeah,
F.
I have to agree. It was so anticlimactic.
Anticlimactic.
Hey,
I was expecting this
somehow.
epic
How's that
battle
work?
between Palpatine and Rey, and they gave us, all right, what the fuck is this shit?
It was just a snooze fest.
It was, and then the whole thing of like Palpatine is somehow back, even though that man got chucked down like a huge shaft in the Death Star.
Yeah.
And then it proceeded to blow up, and he still somehow survived. How's that even possible?
Right. It's like that did not make sense.
Made no sense.
I didn't like that. It was just like
It's a piece to get like rushed and
it was rushed. It was not like it was just not a cohesive story. Like nothing. Like I know you just said it, but like nothing made sense.
It was. They also put leftover assets from Carrie Fisher's role as Leia. I mean, there was only so much they could do with that because Carrie Fisher had passed just after Last Jedi came out, or something like that. Yeah, I think she passed away. It was what year was that? 2018 or 19?
Yeah, something like that. I would argue that.
Yeah, it was like right after Christmas. I know that because she had a stroke.
Yep. I think this franchise is what did her in.
Damn.
Because I feel like at a certain age, it's like, when is enough, and when is it too much? And I feel like they were really trying to push her character too far.
Mm-hmm.
In this last trilogy.
I think that what did Force Awakens and like the 7, 8, 9 in was just like trying to bring back old characters.
Yeah, like tell your own story.
Right.
Like I understand the prequel, like 1, 2, and 3. I get it. I mean, you kind of have to use old characters, but it's like bring in one new character. You know, I love seeing C-3PO and R2-D2. Sure, keep them in.
Yeah.
You know, everyone loved them.
You get a young Obi-Wan Kenobi. You get
Yeah.
a young, very young Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
We never meet Padme in 4, 5, 6.
Yep. We get to see Palpatine become, actual Palpatine, and so
Qui-Gon
it's like you
Jinn.
do something like that.
Qui-Gon Jinn, Darth Maul,
Jango.
Jaco, Mace Windu.
Yep.
Like, these are all characters that are never referenced in 4, 5, and 6 for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Like, they were made way before them. But I'm saying, like, they're not talked about. So while you're showing how we got to 4, 5, and 6, you're also telling a new story with new characters that we haven't seen before.
Right.
Yeah.
7, 8, 9 did the same thing. They're telling a story with characters we've never seen before, with characters from old movies, but it's like
they leaned too heavy into the older characters.
They leaned too much into the older movies and tried to. It's almost like they tried to do fan service,
or tried to nostalgia bait.
And just totally botched it.
Because like if you look at what they were going for with Force Awakens, awesome concept. Stormtrooper, he's like, man, actually, what the Empire's doing or the First Order's doing, it's awful. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. So he deserts, joins the Resistance. Like that's awesome. We love that storyline. Would have been even better if if you ended up being like a Jedi. That's why he didn't like what he was doing, because he felt like, oh, this is bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Even Rey's story, like it started off like, okay, cool, she was like a junker, and then she finds her way, and she was a junkie.
I was about to say, damn, bro, chill out.
But like everyone's stories in Force Awakens was good. Kylo Ren, like everyone. And it just like all kind of fell apart.
Yeah, it fell apart very quickly too.
Yeah.
Like again, I mean, we have Force Awakens in C, but that's still average. That's run of the mill. That's mid average movie. I thought at the time that it was pretty good, and I was excited to see where they were going to go from there. But I'm not kidding. As the other movies came out, my ranking of Force Awakens slowly slipped down with its counterparts.
Yeah.
Which is sad, but I mean that's what it is. I mean, they didn't do anything to help themselves. And I'll die on the hill. I'll die on the hill of what do you call it? Disney doesn't understand Star Wars. They never have.
Oh no.
And they never will understand Star Wars. So unfortunately, that's what we are stuck with.
I don't know if we're ever gonna get another Star Wars movie. Probably eventually. Hopefully it's not going, because it is going to be Disney, and Disney likes to ruin a lot of stuff. They have a lot of misses. They have some hits like Mandalorian. That was cool.
Mandalorian is probably the best thing they've come out with.
Minus season 3. I didn't like season 3. That's a whole
season 3 was not great,
but Andor, absolutely love Andor. Really thought I wasn't gonna like it. Turned out to be an amazing show.
Yeah.
Ahsoka, I liked Ahsoka.
Ahsoka was okay.
Acolyte,
I'm not kidding, I watched the first 10-15 minutes and shut it off because I couldn't sit through it.
Yeah.
I'm looking at when the last 3 episodes 7 through 9 came out, because I was looking up when Carrie Fisher passed away. Apparently it was 2016 when she passed away, and then Last Jedi came out in 2017.
Right, so they used they did what is that like?
They had already recorded her stuff.
Not all of her stuff though.
Right.
I'm pretty sure she's masked onto somebody at
the very end of the movie. It's like CGI type
mask,
thing.
Yeah.
Like
and then Rise of Skywalker. And then Rise of Skywalker, they repurposed some archive footage.
Yeah.
But that was very limited in that one.
And then they did the same thing with Grand Moff Tarkin when they had him. Was that I think that was in Rogue One. The guy who played Moff Tarkin in those movies, he had died and they used like CGI.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
So, but yeah,
Yeah, I think
Star Wars going downhill. Maybe not all the way, but it's
maybe not all the way. I think like I said, I think some of the shows are saving it.
and games too. I think games is what is keeping Star Wars like in the limelight for sure.
Yeah. Again,
That's
I
another
think it
tier
would
list we
suck.
could do
I think
eventually,
it
like
would,
Star Wars games.
Oh, that would be fun.
That would be fun.
I think it would just suck if what do you call it? Like we end up losing out on Star Wars like in the future. Like they end up just killing the franchise
Killing
so
it off
much
completely.
that yeah.
Which I don't think that's gonna happen because it definitely is like a money cow, or what's the saying? Is
Yeah,
that what
cash
the saying
cow.
is? Cash cow, yeah. It's just it makes them money, like merchandise, everything. I don't think it's ever gonna happen, but I mean, if it keeps going the way it is, there could be a chance we're like, hey, we're rebranding Star Wars or something.
I think it's one of those things where like you can tell an infinite number of stories. It just doesn't have to connect to the Skywalkers and the Palpatines and stuff like that. Like you can
Look at Rogue One.
exactly.
A-tier movie had nothing. Like, I think the only like person that showed up that was from another movie was Darth Vader at the end.
Right. Darth Vader, and Leia.
And Leia, yeah, I forgot about Leia. But that was
That was the
just
CGI version, though.
That was just like setting us up for a movie. Yeah, but that was its own thing. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I think that's everything, right?
I think that's everything. I think we're good. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like. We will not be here probably for the next 2 weeks, so binge the other episodes that are in the playlist on my channel. And I don't know if you guys have playlists on yours, but if you do,
I'll be creating playlists.
Go binge the other 13 episodes that we have while you wait, and we will see you all very, very soon. See you.
All right. Peace.
There you go.